Hi, this is the Start 3D Modeling channel. In this video, I will show you several basic 3D modeling operations in Autodesk Fusion using this simple part. We will start a new project, and based on this simple part, I will demonstrate a few basic operations for creating 3D models. If you familiarize yourself with these operations, you will be able to independently create your own simple 3D models. When it comes to 3D modeling in Autodesk Fusion, we typically start 3D modeling by creating a sketch, meaning we create flat geometry, based on which we then add solid operations to form a solid shape based on this flat geometry. And to begin creating a sketch, we click the Create Sketch button and then select the sketch plane. Here, as you can see in the workspace, we have access to three basic coordinate planes: the XY plane, the YZ plane, and the XZ plane. As you can see, we don't have labels for these planes, but this designation comes from the axes of the coordinate system. In 3D CAD systems, the axes are usually colored red, green, and blue, which can reference the RGB color space. Next, the red axis defines the x-axis, the green axis defines the y-axis, and the blue axis defines the z-axis. We also have the same here with this cube. The axes are labeled, and appropriate labels are shown next to the corresponding colored axes. Regarding the sketch plane that will define the top view, it is the XY plane, and we select this plane as our sketch plane. And to do this, we click the left mouse button on this plane. Now we are in the sketch environment, where we have sketching tools, and here we create 2D geometry. When it comes to creating a 3D model, we can build such a model in stages. This allows us to create a quite complex 3D model based on relatively simple shapes, using straightforward basic 3D modeling operations. We will start by creating a rectangle, and to draw a rectangle, we can do it by selecting this command, or we can expand the Create menu, where we have commands for drawing a rectangle. In this case, let's choose the Center Rectangle command to create a rectangle from the center. Select this command, and as the center point of the rectangle, choose the origin of the coordinate system. Here, as you can see, when we hover over that point, a snap appears. Now, when we click at this point, the center of the rectangle will be linked to the coordinate system's origin. And while drawing the rectangle, we can specify the dimensions of this rectangle. We can do this now, or we can do it later. If you want to do it now, simply enter the lengths of the rectangle sides. At this point, we are editing the shorter side of the rectangle, the one that is highlighted. So let's enter 50 millimeters. And here I pressed enter a little too quickly, and only one side of the rectangle was dimensioned. In a moment, I'll show you how to dimension the second side of the rectangle. But if now I choose to draw a rectangle and I have active dimensioning, after entering the first dimension, instead of pressing enter, you should press tab key. Here we can then specify the length of the second side of the rectangle. Now I am selecting this rectangle and pressing delete to remove it. And so this side is dimensioned, but this side of the rectangle is not yet dimensioned. If you, like me, didn't do this while drawing the rectangle, simply select this side of the rectangle, choose dimensioning, and here we can specify the dimension of the rectangle by entering 100 millimeters. Now I will press Ctrl Z to undo this and remove that dimension. And when it comes to dimensioning, we can also do it in such a way that we first select the dimensioning command and then select the geometry we want to dimension. Here we dimension this rectangle so that the shorter side has 50 mm and the longer side has 100 mm. The sketch is complete, we close the sketch, and now, based on this sketch, we will create a solid by extruding the sketch. To do this, we select the extrude operation, choose this operation, and here the geometry has automatically been selected as the geometry from which we will create the solid. Now we specify the length of the extrusion, which is the height of this solid, and we can do this by dragging this arrow, or we can enter the extrusion value from the keyboard, which in this case will be the height of this solid. And let's enter 5 mm, and as you can see the height of the solid has changed. I intentionally haven't clicked enter yet because I want to show you that we can enter the extrusion height in this field that is located here next to this extrusion arrow. This field, after selecting the extrusion operation, is active, meaning if we enter the extrusion value from the keyboard, this value will be applied. But we can also enter the extrusion value in the distance field, and to confirm this, we press enter, or in the window that was active during this operation, we click OK. We have a simple solid, and in the corners of this solid we will add fillets, and to do this, select the fillet command. And now we just select the edges of the corners. If we select the operation first, we simply do this by left-clicking on the edges we want to fillet. And now, when it comes to defining the radius, similar to extruding, we can do this with this arrow, or we can enter a specific value here. Let's enter 15 mm and press enter. We have such a simple solid, and now we will create another fragment of this solid. We will also create a simple shape, and this time we will use the face of the solid as the sketch plane. We will create the sketch on this face, and to do this, so that this face becomes the sketch plane, we left click on this face and select the create sketch command. Now this face is the sketch plane, and here we will create a slot shape. From the create menu, select the slot option and select center point slot here. As the center point of the slot, select the origin of the coordinate system. Next, we need to define the second point, and for the second point, create it on the x-axis. Click the left mouse button, and then for the next point of the slot, also click anywhere. At this moment, this slot is not dimensioned. I press the escape key to cancel the slot drawing command. Here we can change the dimensions of this slot, but we have certain relations. We have a relationship where the center of this slot lies at the origin of the coordinate system. And additionally, this slot is symmetrical relative this center point. That is, in this case, relative to the y-axis and the x-axis. And as I change the dimensions of this slot from one side, the dimensions of the slot from the other side will be adjusted. This slot has simply been created in such a way that it is symmetrical relative the center point, and that's what we wanted. Now we will define the dimensions of this slot, but before we select the dimensioning command, click the left mouse button outside of the geometries to ensure that all geometries are deselected. Because if any geometry were selected, and you now select the dimensioning command, the selected geometry will be dimensioned. Therefore, before selecting the dimensioning command, it is worth clicking the left mouse button outside of the geometries to ensure that all geometries are deselected. Now we select the dimensioning command and select this line. Here, as the length of this line, enter 50 mm and press enter. And then let's define the radius of this slot. Click the left mouse button on this arc, and here as the radius value, enter 20 millimeters and press enter. The sketch is complete. We click the Finish Sketch button, and now, based on this sketch, we will create another fragment of the solid. Select the Extrude operation, and as you can see, the sketch was not automatically selected as the sketch based on which we want to create another fragment of the solid, since we have several profiles here based on which we can add an extrusion. In this case, we need to select the profile for extrusion manually, meaning we simply hover the cursor over the profile we want to use to create the next fragment of the solid and click the left mouse button. Here, let's create another fragment of the solid by extruding the sketch to a height of 10 millimeters, meaning we enter 10, press enter, and we have created another fragment of the solid. The solid was created by extruding the sketch, and when it comes to the sketch extrusion operation, as in this case we added material based on the sketch, we can also remove material from the solid using the sketch extrusion operation. We will do this based on the next sketch. The next sketch will be created on this face of the model. Select this face and select the Create Sketch command. Here I would like to create a similar shape to this slot, and I would like the slot that I will create to be 5 millimeters smaller than this slot. We can do this by drawing another slot, but we can also use the offset command. Now, if you select this command and select the edge based on which you want to create the geometry, you can create geometry by offsetting the edge of the solid. In this case, I would like the geometry I'm creating to be 5 millimeters smaller than the edge of this solid, so I enter -5, press enter, and we have already created the geometry that was formed by offsetting the edge of the solid. We close the sketch, and now, based on this sketch, we will remove material from the solid. We will do this also using the extrude operation. Select this operation, and here, as you can see, dragging this arrow upwards, we create another fragment of the solid, but if you drag this arrow downwards, material will be removed from the solid. Here, pay attention to the type of operation. If you want to remove material from the solid, the operation type should be set to cut. Now, if I change the extrusion and based on this sketch I want to add another fragment of the solid, the operation type has changed to join, meaning the next fragment of the solid will be fused with the previous fragment. Here we also have several other types of this operation, but for now let's focus on these two. And in this case, let's focus on the type of operation by which we remove material from the solid. Here, create a removal of material to a depth of -5 millimeters and click OK. In this way, we created a pocket in this solid. Next, we will create holes in this solid and create holes based on sketches. We will create another sketch on this face of the model. Select this face and choose Create Sketch. Here we will draw two circles with a diameter of 15 millimeters, ensuring that the centers of those circles lie at the midpoint of those radii. So let's select the circle drawing command. Here, when you hover near the center point of this radius, the snap will be highlighted. And now, when you left click, the center of the circle will be linked to this point. Here, as the diameter of the circle, enter 15 millimeters and press enter. Now, again, select the circle drawing command and draw the same circle from this side. Hover the cursor over this spot. When the snap is highlighted, left click and enter 15 millimeters as the diameter of the circle. Now, based on this sketch, we'll create additional pockets in the solid. We can approach this in two ways. First, we select the profiles from which we'll create the pockets. If there are multiple profiles, select them while holding down the Shift key. Or we can first select the extrude operation and then select the profiles, and doing this without holding down the Shift key. Next, set the pocket depth to -5 mm and click OK. Now we'll create another sketch based on which we'll create holes in the solid. Select this face and select Create Sketch. And similarly to the previous example, we'll create two circles. Select the circle drawing tool, and now when you hover over the center of this hole, a snap will appear. And to link the center of the circle to the center of the hole, left click while the snap is active and enter 10 for the circle diameter, and do the same on the other side. We have a situation where this circle is black and this circle is blue. And regarding the black sketch in Fusion, it is a sketch that is fully defined, fully constrained. This means that we cannot freely change either the shape or the position of such a sketch. Regarding this circle, that circle is fully defined, meaning its dimensions and positions are fully determined. And now I cannot freely change the position of this circle or the diameter of this circle. And for this circle, no constraint has been applied that placed the center of this circle in the center of this hole. And this circle is not fully defined. We have defined the diameter of this circle, but the position of this circle is not fully defined. We need to relate the position of this circle to the center of this hole, and we can do this using a constraint. Let's do it in such a way that we select this constraint, select this circle and select this circle, and now the center of this circle lies in the center of this hole, because we used a constraint here that makes the two circles or arcs concentric. And when it comes to constraints, they dictate relationships between geometries, and they are really helpful during 3D modeling. And now let's move on, and based on this sketch we will remove material from the solid. We have these two circles, and now using the Shift key, I select these two profiles on which I want to remove material from this solid. I choose the extrude operation, and now I want to create holes in the solid based on these profiles. I can do this in such a way that I drag this arrow to any value, as long as the value is greater than the thickness of this solid, and in this case the holes will be created through the entire solid. But we can also use the extrusion type. We can select the type all, and this extrusion will be created in a way that it will go through the entire solid regardless of what the thickness of the solid is. We click OK, and in this way we created such a 3D model. In this video I wanted to show you the basic aspects of creating 3D models in Autodesk Fusion. We will finish here. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to this channel.